Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is April 2nd, 2023, and reports in the Madrid-based media are claiming that Elche are considering filing a complaint against Barcelona for fielding an ineligible player and therefore looking to cancel out yesterday's match results. Also, it's reported that Xavi is planning to sit down face-to-face with Lionel Messi in order to discuss his possible fit in Xavi's project. And finally, Sergina Destins' future is still up in the air, with Barcelona trying to figure out what will be the next destination for the American fullback. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and as I mentioned in my previous video, today's video is split into two sections. The first one was a detailed review of yesterday's match, which should be already up on the channel. In this video, we'll cover news, more general news that doesn't have much to do with yesterday's match, but nonetheless, it's still very important news pertaining to FC Barcelona. Now, speaking of yesterday's match, today, several reports in the Madrid-based media were stating that Elche were considering filing a complaint against Barcelona for fielding an ineligible player who was Gabi, and that as such, Elche were looking to cancel out the results of yesterday's match. Now, I'm here to tell you that those reports are absolutely false. Those reports cite a rule in the Royal Football Federation rules that say that if a player has his registration canceled, then that player cannot play anymore in the same season. And yes, that rule does exist, but it does not apply to Gabi, because Gabi was registered under a court order which supersedes any rules of the Royal Football Federation. And after his registration was suspended, he went back down to his under-19 youth team contract, and Barcelona already had permission from La Liga to have Gabi play this season with the first team. So no, Elche are not looking to file a complaint against Barcelona for fielding Gabi, who was supposedly ineligible, and this was confirmed today by both La Liga and the Royal Spanish Football Federation. So yesterday's results are not going to be canceled, and Barcelona are not going to lose those 3 points. This is unfortunately nothing else but part of the huge smear campaign that the Madrid-based media have been launching against Gabi for several weeks now, where they're constantly criticizing the 18-year-old, saying that he is not as talented as everyone thinks, that all he does is foul on the field, which is of course absolutely pathetic and sad that you have an entire media organization picking a fight with an 18-year-old kid. I mean, we're talking about an 18-year-old kid that this media is so afraid of, and this is absolutely pathetic. I think what they're trying to do is win La Liga outside of the field, because they know that Real Madrid cannot cut the distance that there is between them and Barcelona, that on the field. They know that Real Madrid cannot beat Barcelona on the field, so they're trying to win this battle off the field with their constant smear campaigns, whether it be Enriquez de Herrera case or whether it be the Gabi case, which again, absolutely pathetic that they're going after an 18-year-old player. Now, the same thing happened in yesterday's match against Elche, where Elche fans were constantly singing songs directed at Gabi, throwing insults at him, whistling at him. It was absolutely disgusting what was going on in the stadium. And let's see if La Liga decide to do anything about this, because in the case of Vinicius Jr., there's been 20 complaints that La Liga have filed against clubs for abuse that Vinicius Jr. has received from fans. But Gabi, who has been constantly persecuted for the past several weeks, La Liga is nowhere to be found. So it seems that you have to be wearing a Real Madrid jersey in order for La Liga to protect you. Now, on to the news that it's reported that Xavi would like to sit down with Messi face-to-face in order to discuss the possible inclusion of Messi in Xavi's project. Now, there's been a lot of talk lately about Barcelona re-signing Lionel Messi, and Rafa Yuste, the vice president of Barcelona, confirmed that the club are indeed in contact with Messi and his entourage. And many reporters back in Argentina are saying that if Messi receives an offer from Barcelona, that he would definitely accept that offer because he wants to come back to the club. Now, of course, as I've said time and time again, the problem is not whether if Messi receives an offer, whether he's going to come back or not. The problem is whether Barcelona can make an offer to Lionel Messi, because as of today, April 2nd, 2023, it'd be impossible for Barcelona to sign Messi, given the economic situation that the club are currently in. You know, we've talked about this a lot of times. Barcelona have a lot of priorities before being able to sign Messi. They have to reduce the wage bill by 200 million euros. They have to register the contracts of Gabi, Araujo, Marcos Alonso, and Sergi Roberto. They have to renew the contracts of Alejandro Valde and Ousmane Dembele. They have to reinforce the squad, whether it be the right back position, the striker, or in the midfield. And then they can start thinking about bringing Lionel Messi back. So as of now, it's economically impossible, even though Barcelona does want to bring Messi back, and even though it looks like Messi does want to come back to the club, financially speaking, it's just not feasible at the moment. I'm not saying that it's never going to be feasible. Things could change by the time summer rolls around. But as of now, as of today, April 2nd, 2023, it is practically impossible that Barcelona could make an offer to Lionel Messi. Now, Messi and Xavi have always been very close friends, and Xavi has confirmed that they're always maintained a contact to talk about all kinds of things, not just football, but life in general. And it seems since Messi won the World Cup and now that his future is uncertain in Paris, those communications have increased. And it seems that Xavi would like to sit down with Messi once the season is over and talk face-to-face about what the possibility would be of Messi fitting in Xavi's sporting project. Now, it seems that what Xavi would be thinking about is having Frankie de Jong and Busquets in the midfield in that double pivot position, with Pedri as on the left side and having Messi play on the right side, with Gabi becoming a substitute. And that's one thing that I talked about before. If we are going to bring Messi back and have to bench some of these younger players, I would rather that Messi not come back, because why would you want to bench Gabi, who's 18 years old, who is doing a phenomenal job in the field, probably one of the best midfielders in the whole world, and just to sub him to bring a 36-year-old does not make sense to me. But nonetheless, that's what Xavi is thinking about if Messi does come back. And it looks like in this conversation that Xavi wants to have with the Argentinian, he would want to request or demand that if Lionel Messi does come back, that he needs to also press. He needs to come back and defend. He cannot only focus on attack, because under Xavi's system of play, all 11 players or all 10 players on the field, since you can't really count the goalkeeper, are constantly pressing, are constantly helping with the defensive duties. And that's what Xavi would demand of Messi. And again, this is another thing that I'm not sure what the Lionel Messi would be able to do. You know, he'd be 36 years old next season, so I don't know if he can maintain that intensity and constantly be running up and down the field, attacking and coming back down and defending and constantly pressing and running after the ball. The last thing that Xavi would like to demand from Messi, if Messi were to come back to the club, is his relationship in the locker room, because before Messi left, he had relationships with other players kind of like fall through, with Frankie de Jong, with Mark ter Stegen, and even with Ansu Fati. And if Messi were to come back, Xavi wants Messi to rebuild these relationships with these players. And more importantly, Xavi would want Lionel Messi to come back to the club as one more player, not like he used to be before, where it was Lionel Messi and 10 other players on the field. If Messi is going to come back, he's just going to be just one more Barcelona player. He cannot come back like to the locker room and try to retake that role that he had before, where he was kind of like the god in the locker room, who everybody listened to, who got to say how things went on the field and off the field. Xavi does not want that. He would want Messi to come back and just be one more player in the locker room, not that kind of like godly figure that he used to have back at the club. So all these are, of course, are interesting demands from Xavi that he wants to talk to Messi about face-to-face once the season is over. And again, as of now, it's practically impossible for Messi to come back, but nonetheless, it's still a dream that both Barcelona and apparently Lionel Messi would like to achieve. So we're gonna have to see where this ends up. Now we will end today's video with the news that Sergina Destins' future is still up in the air, as Barcelona are looking for the American fullback's next destination. Now AC Milan have confirmed that they're not gonna be exercising that option to buy that they have in Sergina Destins' contract, which is worth 20 million euros. So the American fullback will be coming back to the club next summer. And of course, Xavi does not want to have Sergina Dest on the squad. He would actually rather not have any right backs than have Sergina Dest back on the team. So Barcelona need to sell Sergina Dest. There was a lot of talk about Dest going to Berlin or Union Berlin in the Bundesliga. But his agent has confirmed that the player does not want to go to the German league, that he would rather go to the Premier League, which of course is a possibility because there's West Ham and Crystal Palace who are both interested in Sergina Dest. Now Barcelona of course want to offload Dest permanently so they can remove his salary off the wage bill and so they can make a profit off his sale. But it looks like that's going to be a little bit difficult because Sergina Dest's value has decreased a lot in the market. So Barcelona are now considering a loan with an option to buy, where they hope that if he goes on loan for a season, his performance can improve, his value can go up, and then Barcelona can sell him for an increased value. Because if they were to sell him right now, they would lose on that deal because Sergina Dest's market value has decreased a lot since he hasn't been getting much playing time at AC Milan. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I would like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. And as always, Visca Barça.